Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my post-match review for a Chelsea loss, for a disappointing night in Stamford Bridge. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 0. A horrible, horrible loss. That brings us down to 11th in the table. And I have to admit, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see a Chelsea loss today. I had it in the back of my mind because you're always going to have that some sort of doubt. But I really thought Chelsea were going to come through. But they didn't. Chelsea lost. Didn't even get a goal. They conceded twice off of the first one, a ridiculous error from Cucurella that I'll get into later once I get into the player ratings. But I guess you can tell from the title, poor finishing costs us. This has just been the problem all season. Game after game, it's been the problem. Recently, which is why I thought we'd score. I mean, we've been scoring. We scored against Everton, even though we drawed. We scored 2. We scored 3 against Leicester, 1 against Leeds, and 2 against Borussia Dortmund. Right? So a goal each game to win the game. I really didn't see this loss coming, and I actually thought we'd get a goal here today because, like I said, we've been scoring. But today, 26 shots, no goal. 26 shots, no goal. Ridiculous. All the players had poor finishing. The final execution is what caught us the most, is what made this a loss, right? And also individual errors. But you got to be scoring, Chelsea. With 26 shots, we had all the possession to do it. And there's certain players who ruin certain things and who really screwed up the attack. And I'll get into that for my player ratings, of course. But yeah, Chelsea lose. And I really thought we'd win. But let's get into the player ratings. My first rating is for Kepa, the goalkeeper. It's a 6.2 out of 10. An orange box. Now, even though we didn't do horrible, I think he made some saves here and there. But he conceded 2 goals. I don't think there's any more to say. The first one, he couldn't really do anything. You can always do better in a goal when you concede, but not much he can do. Long shots are his biggest weakness, and that's what happened in the second one. A beautiful strike from McGinn, and not much he can do about those 2 goals. Obviously, he can do better, but conceding 2 goals, you're not getting more than an orange box. Next up is Cucurella. It's a 6.5 out of 10, an orange box for the left center back, and he's actually been playing really well recently. I'll give credit to him. He deserves credit. He's been good. He's been really bad pretty much all season, but ever since some games ago, he's been playing really good, and he's been getting back to his best, or his best he's ever been with Chelsea since signing. But this game, the error, you can't be making mistakes like that. My guy, horrible header, leads to Oli Watkins, chips it over Kepa on the counterattack. Nothing Kepa can do. Kalidou Koulibaly, we'll talk about him later, but Cucurella has to do better with these sort of situations. It's a 6.5. I'd say other than that error, it wasn't that bad from him. The game, I don't think he played horrible, but that mistake is just costly. One error can give you his rating. So, we'll go to the next one. So, next up is Kalidou Koulibaly. I give him a 7 out of 10. A yellow box because I don't think he was that bad. Cucurella definitely did worse than him. I think out of the 3 center backs, I think maybe the second. And I'll get into Reece James later. But Kalidou Koulibaly didn't make that much errors. He was always tackling, always getting into position, rarely missed his duels and failed his duels, aerial duels, and I don't know, it was a really good display from him. I liked what I saw from him. He's been really good recently. Again, he made the mistake versus Everton, which led to their goal last weekend. But today was a solid performance. Even though we did concede twice, both of them were not really in his reach. So, not going to do too much harm to him on his rating. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Always can be better, but yeah, 7 out of 10. Next is Reece James playing out of his original position. He's a wingback, not a right center back, not a center back. He's a wing back. This lies on Graham Potter. Why are you playing him there? We have Chalobah, we have Badiashile, Who cares if Badiashile isn't right-footed? He can do it. It's not a big deal. I don't get why he played that. I really don't understand why he had to play Loftus-Cheek there. And Loftus-Cheek hasn't been bad, but don't be playing Reece James there. And surprisingly, he did well for playing in his non-favored position. I don't think he did bad. He could have done better with crosses and all that, but he made a lot of good passes, I'd say, and did what he had to do, but always room for improvement. Next is Ruben Loftus-Cheek with a 5.8 out of 10. And this is me being generous, an orange, because he was pretty bad today. He wasn't crossing when you're a wingback, you're supposed to be putting things in the box. Like, he made a couple passes inside, but even the passes were getting intercepted. He didn't cross. He crossed like once. And when he did that one time, it was pretty bad. I mean, it just goes to show he's not a wingback. Again, Graham Potter. If you don't need to play him in a wingback, don't play him in the wingback. But yeah, it was pretty poor from Ruben. I'm not gonna go too harsh on him, but it was pretty poor. Probably his worst performance of the season. But he's not a wingback. So. And so next to Ben Chilwell. So Ben Chilwell, I've given him a 7.8 out of 10. I think he actually did really good. One of the better players in the team. One of the players in the team that has been consistent with form. He's been really good every single game recently. And today he was really good again. He wasn't, maybe I wouldn't say brilliant, but he was very good. For a 2-0 loss, he did really good. I saw a lot from Ben Chilwell today, like I have been seeing these past games. And he's delivering consistency, something that a lot of players don't have. So props to him. He did good. Nothing more to say. And next, moving into the midfield, Captain Kovacic. A very good display. He's actually been really good for Chelsea recently. He did brilliant against Leicester, good against Everton, had a great international break, and he's returned in form again. From what I saw, I think this midfield partnership with Enzo is becoming really good, actually. These past games, they've been showing it, and I'll get to Enzo in a minute. But yeah, brilliant performance from Kovacic. I think he did really well. He did everything great. But in a loss, you can't go more than a 7.7 for him. Right, I said for him, not for everybody. Enzo with an 8 out of 10. This guy, man. Wow. Another top drawer display. Brilliant from this guy. He's been consistent every single game since we signed him. Not one bad game. Maybe he's had a couple okay games, but he's been brilliant since signing. Props to him. Another great performance. Even in a loss, he shines. And, it's hard to be positive in these games, but, man, this guy's so good. Crossing, passing, technique, skills, awareness, everything about this guy is great. Another fantastic performance from Enzo in the midfield. And yeah, the midfield pivot really shined today. So, next up. Next is Joao Felix with a 7 out of 10. The problem with Felix in this game is, again, we had 26 shots. A lot of them came from Joao Felix. And I have to admit, he was really good when it came to dribbling, carrying the ball forward, not losing the ball. He's really good at that, this guy. And even though, we didn't play well today and we lost, it's still, to me, it's a positive performance from Joao Felix. I don't think he's really had a bad game. But, yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. I really liked what I saw from him. It's just his finishing was poor, just like everybody else. But, yeah, 7 out of 10. Next is Kai Havertz. This one's tricky because he didn't do much wrong. He gave the ball away a couple times, silly times, but he's been really consistent these past few games and really good. He's been scoring every game, three goals in 3 games, and it's been good. I've liked what I've seen from him, but at the same time, again, it's the shots. This game, he was really bad with his shots. Some horrible shots and great chances, and he blew them, just like every other attacker in the team. But yeah, one of the lower performances, but wasn't horrible, but still not great. Next, last one is Mudrik playing in the center forward ish position. And this one's hard because I know this guy needs to be given time. And he's raw. He's a raw player. And even though he costed Chelsea a lot, I do believe he's gonna come good. I think it's only a matter of time. I think next season he's gonna thrive under whoever the manager is. I think if you play him in his right position, he'll do good. But today, I hate to use the word, but it was pretty poor from Mudrik. That one chance that he had, I think it was in the first half, 1-on-1, and it couldn't have been an easier shot. I would have scored that. My grandma would have scored that. Anybody would have scored that. Ridiculous. He should have made that, but that was the chance. I mean, it was like 1-0. The chance to tie it, he blows it. Things like that. Again, 26 shots, no goal. This game was really bad with that. All the players just. Anyways, I'll get into the final verdict. But yeah, Mudrik looked pretty poor, but I think time will tell, and I think he'll shine. But for today, it's a 5.8 out of 10. Which brings me to the end, my final verdict and my thought of the overall performance. It's a red, a 5 out of 10. It was not a good performance. I think we carried the possession well. I think we passed well. We're not making enough crosses. We are not executing our shots. And the last minute decisions are very poor, and they have been the whole season. So for that, it's a 5 out of 10. 26 shots, no goals. It's ridiculous. Chelsea really need to work on this. And I don't know. I think time's running out for Graham Potter. And he better fix it soon, or else I really do think he'll get sacked. I feel like he'll get to the end of the season. But the more he does this, the more he's just most likely going to be sacked anytime soon. So it's only a matter of time, though. But I think Chelsea did have the possession well and carried the ball well. But again, execution, shots, everything, all of that was very, very poor. And I think Chelsea needs to work on that. And going into Anfield, I really hope Chelsea don't do this again. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my post-match review for Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 0. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, hit the notification bell to be notified each time I upload. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, and later.